Okay, so in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about Nike and the Mercurial Vapor, and if now being 5 years on, if going away from Teijin synthetics and into these Flyknit knitted uppers, grip knit uppers, and if that was the right decision for Nike now looking back. So again, if you are enjoying the videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. But yeah, these are probably the main two culprits. So obviously this is a Superfly, but this is probably another discussion, but this generation also signified the Superfly and Mercurial Vapor merge. So we had no difference between this having a high cut or low cut, and they were the same boot. But yeah, this is obviously, we're going to refer to this as a Vapor 12 today, just to make it simple, because they were basically high cut, low cut, whereas the Vapors were completely different previous. So we had a really, really nice run of Teijin synthetics for probably the 5 years previous to this boot. And I think for a lot of people, these Vapor 11s are seen as, the best Vapor. Like a really, really soft, malleable Teijin synthetic, super thin, super barefoot. You had a little bit of added texturing with the sort of ribbed effect you had there as well. And an insanely light boot. Like I think these only weigh like in the range of 150 to 160 grams, which I think is actually one of the lightest Vapors we've ever had. And before that 11, we had the 10, and again, insanely thin Teijin synthetic. Like this felt like barefoot, but in a really nice way. And just a really, like, look how low and aggressive that is. Like just an insane boot, excellent traction. So yeah, I felt like we had some really good options here. And then when we did move into the knitted uppers, like the 12 wasn't a good boot. Like even now, just going back to it and feeling this upper, it's stiff. Like it's not Superfly 3 stiff, but it's just not soft. You really have to push it to sort of get it to do anything. And then when we did go to the 13, again, I know myself included see this as one of the best speed boots, but a pretty soft, malleable upper, the high tenacity yarns throughout the knit, so you got really good lockdown through it as well. So in my opinion, the 12 was good. Sorry, let's start that again. The 12 wasn't very good. The 13 was excellent. The 14 was average. It was good, but I don't think it really improved on the 13. I think the upper was more plasticky again and just had the same sole plate, just with that sort of middle spine piece added to it. And then looking at this now, like the 15, yes, I think it's a nice upper, but we've also gone to this zoom unit in the front. And this is something where people either really like it or think it's completely wrong for a Vapor. And yeah, I'm sort of in the middle. Like I do like the underfoot comfort this provides, but if you're comparing it against this, like it's hard to think that a comfort element like this is even in the same category as this boot. Like these were so focused, probably one of the most focused speed boots from that generation. Like an incredibly aggressive sole plate, really low toe box. You had that anatomical fit, so your foot sat into the sole plate. And yeah, these aggressive chevrons, really snappy, just a no-nonsense speed boot. And then you look at something like this with the knitted uppers, the airbag units, that they do weigh more as well, which again doesn't really matter, but a really comfortable boot, like probably one of the more comfortable Vapors that we've ever had, or Mercurials you could even put it. And then we move on to this boot. So yes, obviously the Cosmic Speed does take away, and we have Superfly, not Mercurial, but same thing because they changed. And this Cosmic Speed having the finish takes away from that grip knit upper. But again, did we really want, or was anyone really asking for a grip element on a Vapor? Like we go back to these. no one was like, oh, I wish I had it more grip. It was just like, yes, this is fantastic. It's so thin, like it's not slick on the ball. You had a like a micro texture in there anyway. It wasn't grippy, but it wasn't slick, and that's all anyone was wanting with a boot like this. And now we look at something like this where we've got, again, a zoom unit in the front. Now the upper's grippy and it's knitted. And again, the Superfly is just the same as the Vapor. I just sort of looking back, like even we look at the Vapor 8 with that golf ball texturing. Like these were so soft, glass fiber, like just really, really nice uppers. And like, I obviously understand that, or you guys might not realize, but Teijin is its own brand. So Nike is paying Teijin money every single time they're using their product on their boot. Whereas, you know, their Flyknit in all their boots since is their product. It's their own developed, their grip knit, it's their product. So they don't have to pay any outside companies any money. It's all, you know, the R&D through Nike. They spend that money and they can just keep using that material and modifying it as they want until they're happy with the product, and you know, we end up with something like this instead of having to pay a company like Teijin to get them to produce this upper. So yeah, I just, looking back at it, like when you pick these boots up, you know, if you do go out and wear a pair, they're just so much more focused. And I think it's because boots like this, like, yes, everyone, or again, of my generation, you remember, you know, the Vapor 3s and everything like that, and how insane they were, and they made your feet bleed, but you still wore them because they were so insane. And then we sort of saw from Vapor 4 to about 7, no one really cared because the Superflies were really the main focus. And then when the 8s came out, the 8s came out, these are 9s, sorry, I misspoke before. When the 8s came out, and then the 9s, which was sort of just an updated 8, with that really soft, they went back to the, you know, lightweight Vapor recipe instead of getting these heavy, like I said, that Vapor 4 to 7 range, they weren't good boots. They were heavy, they were clunky, the synthetic, the Teijin wasn't very malleable, whereas the 8s and 9s were fantastic. And even we got boots like this, the CR7 colorway, like with that leather grain finish on it. These are fantastic. These are some of like the softest synthetic, again, I know it's not meant to be leather, but like such a nice upper to it. And again, just an aggressive, like when we got these 2 studs in the rear, like obviously they had their durability issues, and but it was so insane. They were just crazy boots. And yeah, I guess just looking back to this boot, I just don't think it was anything like, I get it why from a business point of view it make sense for Nike to do it, but these boots were so much better. And like pretty much the point of the video was looking at this boot, the 11, and how crazy it was and focused and lightweight and just a no-nonsense speed boot. Would this today, if Nike went, yep, we did the grip knit, we did the air zoom unit, and yep, that time's passed, and we're going back to this recipe, do we think this would sell better? Like obviously, sell better is probably not the right way to word it, because Mercurials are the best selling boot anyway. But would the general reception of this boot be better? Would more people be excited about this boot? Because again, not everyone loves the recipe that this boot is anymore. You know, knitted upper, grip knit upper, having the airbag unit, the zoom unit in the front. Like not everyone wants that when they're looking for a speed boot. And if they introduce something like this again, I think people would like it a lot better. Like if you gave them a choice between a 1-to-1 remake of this boot or picking a brand new Superfly, I honestly think the 11 would have it easily. Like they're just more of a speed boot than what we have currently. And like I said, these were great, but I like these, but not for the same speed boot reasons. And so if we look at the 12, 13, 14, 15, and now the 16s that are out, like how many of those boots are we gonna, you know, let's take this video 10 years later and you're going back to this generation of, you know, knitted uppers of, you know, the Mercurials. How many people are gonna go, oh yeah, that Vapor 14, they were the best. I just don't think they're very memorable. And like, they've probably had one really good one and 1/2 okay ones in the current gen and the 14 before it. But I honestly think that if we bring these two boots up, these are just better. These are better speed boots than what we currently have. And yeah, so I'd like to hear your opinion on this. So feel free to jump down in the comments and let me know what you guys think. But I just think that these two boots especially were some of the best Vapors we ever got, and are much, much better than the current boots that we're seeing, or put it, the last 4 Flyknit uppers, grip knit uppers that we've had come out. These are better boots. So yeah, I just think that that's something that I get why Nike did it, but I think a lot of people miss what this boot was. But yeah, that's the video for today. Again, if you are enjoying the content, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.